Jairus believed because it says that he went to the house, threw all the family members out. Threw all of them folks out. Kicked them out. And do you know they actually got mad? You know, why would you get mad for bringing a girl, trying to bring her back to life anyway? Come on now. I don't need nobody around me like that, okay? Family members want me to stay dead. You crazy. You can't bring her back to life. But he threw all those family members out and only kept the mother and the father and his boys in there with him. Peter was in there. You always hear about Peter, don't you? That was his closest one out of all of them. Peter could walk by and his shadow heal people. See, I didn't even hear Jesus did that one. But Jesus said, greater works will you do. You're going to do greater than what I did. Peter's shadow, Peter just walking in his shadow just healed. Come on now. That's supposed to be us, okay?
You said greater works will he do through us.
Jesus said, you will not only do this, but you're going to do greater works than I did. So, see, Jesus didn't have identity crisis. He wasn't scared. You know how some people, okay, you know, they're going to look better than me, Daddy. You know, they're going to do greater than me. It's going to take the spotlight off of me and put it on them. He wasn't insecure. Now, people insecure like, oh, no, I can't let them do better than me now. Then I ain't going to get all the praise no more. I just thought I'd throw that in there. But he threw them all out. And he did just what Jairus said. Laid hands on her and she got up. We're not supposed to allow physical situations to intimidate us. You're not supposed to be intimidated by physical things. Because you're able to change physical things with a thought. You know, when I think about, I can actually take a physical situation and change that. My thoughts. Wow. I can take a physical situation and change it.
Yeah.
With my thoughts, with my words. I can change that. See, it's something you gotta do. And like I said, you know, and I asked, well, why don't, you hear about all these wonderful stories people get, and he came to me and said, as you have to do this, that, in order for that situation to change, for you to change that physical situation that's going on, you gonna change it with your own words. You gonna change that. Now let me give you something. You cannot change a physical situation when you're looking at it, scared of it, and intimidated by it. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at it. Now we go to Romans 4:17. I'm not going to turn there, but it's about Abraham. Abraham. He didn't have a son and he wanted one. His wife couldn't have kids when she was young. So he didn't have one. He didn't go out and cheat and get none either. The only time he slept around is when his wife made him do it. That's enough. Ain't gonna go into that. Oh, yes we can. Because you know what? God said, I will give you a son from your own wife. Your own wife is going to give you a son. Sarah overheard the conversation, overheard Abraham talking. And she laughed in disbelief. Like, whatever. Sarah was lied too. She lied a lot. Sarah. I had a problem with that. He said, your wife is in there laughing. She's laughing. He said, do you believe I'm able to perform this? Because there's nothing too hard that I can't handle. Abraham goes in there and checks his wife and says, did you just laugh? No. She lied. Just throw that out there. She did not believe him. Because she didn't believe, let me tell you what she did. She came up with her own concoction. You know. I ain't never been able to have kids. She didn't believe she could have a child out of her own womb. So this is what's going to happen. Abraham, to see all these crazy thoughts, you come up with a lot of crazy stuff. You got to be crazy to have your own husband sleep with another woman. Come on now. You know what goes on in the bedroom. Come on. Soul ties is created there. All kind of stuff. And you're going to have your own. You wanted a baby so bad. So you got to watch that. You got to watch what you want so bad don't make you do wrong to get it. See. That's why all that slept with the maid. See, that's why all that the husbands not sleeping with the maids in the house. That's where all that come from. Wives sleeping with the servants, servant boys. That's where it come from. Come on now. She had her sleep with this man. And they did get a son, Ishmael, the Arab son. You see the troubles we have now? That came out of Sarah's. Out of her subconscious mind came the issues, the manifestations, and the troubles of life. Because this is what she believed. She didn't believe God, but she believed this. She brought that to pass. God didn't do it. He didn't do that. That was her own concoction. And, boy, she had a good husband because she had to nag him into sleeping with the woman. She had to nag him into doing it. He didn't want to. She had to nag him. Good husband. Yes. Good one. Right there. Take some pointers from that, ladies. You got to nag your husband into sleeping with somebody. Not today. Oh, you want me to sleep with somebody? Sure. Yes, when? You see what I'm saying? She had to nag. And you know, and when a woman get up and she nags and complains and she ride your back, you can't go to bed, she in your ears, she mad, she take away the goods from you. You know, you finna go through all kind of stuff. You might not get a meal. Something, you know, she was getting on her brother's nerves, you know. You don't get no goody goods. You ain't gonna eat. You ain't gonna nothing. Because this is important to me. I need to have a child. She in his ears constantly. Driving him crazy. Ladies, take that. Good point. Good point. Good point. You know, all because we'll threaten you, you know. Oh, you ain't gonna do what I say? Okay, Mr. Man, we're gonna see. Oh, I bet. Okay, I bet. Okay. Watch. Oh, I bet you're gonna do. Watch. Watch and see. Watch. She in the bed, turned over. Oh, ain't no goods tonight. I'm tired. Ain't none. Oh, you hungry? Better fix it yourself. Okay, you know, so us women, we're going to put out all of our influential powers and we're going to make you do what we take We're going to influence you one way or another. Because you got to sleep with me tonight. So, you know, he just gave in and slept with her. And this is what happened. And then when her husband did sleep with the man, she got jealous. Okay? Okay? So now, Abraham believed. He never doubted at all. He never doubted. So it says over here in Romans 4 and 17 and 18 and all of that. Abraham was convinced and fully persuaded that the promise that I am made him, he was also able to bring to pass. And then it goes on to tell you how he accomplished that, because this is important. Abraham was never weak in faith or his belief. He never doubted for a moment, never questioned for a moment what God said, what I am saying. Stop doing that, because you keep, if you say that one more time, I'm going to do something to you. And I mean it. Never doubted it. He said he was never weak in faith because he considered not the problem. He considered not the problem. Not being weak in faith, he did not consider his body was dead because he was old by then. That's why it takes so long for things to come to pass, because of us. And his wife, he didn't even take into account that his wife, when she was young, they couldn't have kids. They tried. And now she's old in age. He didn't look at that. How do you look at it in your subconscious mind? Thinking about it all the time. Wow. My wife never could have kids. You know how many times we tried? Every time. Got our hopes up. Was disappointed. We old now. Yeah, he didn't have them inner conversations going on in his subconscious mind. He didn't look at it. You can't look at it. You can't look at it by discussing it in yourself, with yourself. You can't look at it by discussing it with yourself. That's how the manifestation came. You cannot look at the situation discussing it in yourself. That's how you're looking at it all the time. And when you're looking at it, talking about it with yourself, you're keeping it manifested. You're empowering it to exist by keep conversating about it in yourself. We're talking about in yourself, let alone with people out here, because a lot of times you got gabbers that talk a lot, tell all their business, then you got those that don't say nothing. So we ain't gonna talk about the ones that got the gift of gab that tell everybody their business. Let's talk about the ones who don't say nothing, but they talk to themselves constantly. Keep talking about it in yourself. In yourself. In yourself. With yourself. Having them discussions. Reminiscing on the past. Or how many times you tried. You cannot do that. Only thing that you should be discussing is what is. What do you want to see? So instead of her talking about couldn't have a child, she should have been like Abraham, talking about that promise. You got to talk about that promise on purpose, right? You got to talk about it. You got to state your belief. You got to talk about it. You got to talk about it. Also, I am told we're going to have a son. See, God was, because Abraham wanted a son, an heir. So he used the boy as the heir. He wanted his son. He was very specific in what he said. And he had what he said. He had a son, Isaac. Don't look at the situation. So, example, you're it's usually people anyway. Okay, just like you can't look at the situation. When Peter now was looking at that boy and studying, looking at the situation talking back, saying nothing you can do. They should have been looking at it, not being intimidated by it and scared, believing that it's more powerful than they are. Virgil, why do you do this? You gotta go to the restroom? What? What do you want to say? Go ahead. Say it.
I was talking about people that who they obviously knew how powerful their words was when they was casting out them demons and stuff. I think they would put them into pigs or something like that, casting demons out of hogs or something like that. And they was playing with God though, but they was going around casting out demons, and I think
they weren't able to do nothing. What happened was
they was playing like they was playing around with demons. I think
they was playing around, and the demons was like, we don't recognize you. Who are you? Who are you? We recognize Jesus and Peter now, but who is you? And the demons jumped out and beat him up. But the demons know your powers and authorities, because when Jesus was coming afar off, they ran up to Jesus and met him and said, cast us into the pigs.
Said, spare us.
So, when they looked at the situation, I am saying, when you look at a situation, you cannot let it intimidate you. Don't never look at it in your mind, in your subconscious thinking. You shouldn't be talking about it. Only thing you should be stating is what you want about this situation. What do you see that you want to see? See, faith is two sets of eyes. You got two sets of eyes. You can see. But you got to see with the inner eyes now. Not with these physical eyes, with the spiritual eyes. You got to see with that. And when you see with the spiritual eyes, it'll come over to the physical. Because it tells you that. And Mark, he said first, he says you got to believe that you receive. Whatever you ask me, believe that you receive, and you shall have it. Well, see, you got to already know you got it before you get it. I mean, that's just the way it is. You got to see it before you can see it. That's the way it works. That's the mechanics of it. You got to see it before you can see it. You got to see it before you can see it. You got to see with the spiritual eyes. You got to see with your imagination. You got to see in the subconscious mind. You got to see it. And when you look at that situation, you can't, like I was telling Jamie, you can't doubt what you say. Don't let a physical situation make you doubt what you said. Because you are the authority. When you said what you had to say about that physical situation, that is when it was created. You are a creator. You create. You create. You create. But you gotta know the mechanics. It starts in the invisible. When you create it in the invisible world. Then it comes into the physical world. Because it can't stay. Whatever you create in the invisible world, it's going to manifest. It's just the way it works. That is the mechanics of it. That's the way it operates. You create it first in the invisible world, then it will come here. That is the way it works. You gotta create it there. You gotta spend time with it. That's why you gotta spend time with that. That's why you gotta do that. Wasting too much idle time doing nothing. You gotta see it before you can see it. You can't doubt. You can't let situations make you doubt what you just said. Okay? When that tree spoke to Jesus, he spoke back. Who bowed? The tree did. Because Jesus is a manifester. You always have what you say. You have what you say. You always are having what you say. Instead of saying what you have, start having what you say. You know what I'm saying? The tree bowed to Jesus. It bowed to him. He spoke to him and obeyed. The fire came from heaven. It obeyed. See? You are supposed to be able to, you're supposed to change physical situations. Everything you do is a word. You cannot allow physical things to intimidate you and make you doubt what you said. You cannot do that. Meditate on that. I cannot second guess myself. When I say something, that's it. When I speak it, that's it. The moment that I spoke it, it was created in the invisible world. When the children of men say we agree we're going to build a city in the heavens, I am saying it was already built. Where? In the invisible world. They built it already. Nothing that they imagine. Well, when you imagine something that's invisible, nothing that they imagine a purpose to do, they cannot be stopped. They can't be stopped. See, when you know the mechanics of something, how it works, then you shouldn't be intimidated. Invisible first, then physical. Whatever's invisible comes out here. It's not going to stay in the invisible. It's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. I was going to say something. And I'm going to say it. In Genesis, he gave us dominion to run this earth. When he built the earth, he gave the earth a built-in mechanism. The earth has ears to hear. It can hear. It hears you. That's why it responds back to you. It can hear. So you just picture the earth with ears, or whatever you're talking to, it got ears. It can hear. And it's created to obey you. And the earth knows that. It's created to obey you. He made it that way. That's the mechanics of it. The earth can't help it. It has to do what you say. That's the way it's created. And when I picture the earth, my daddy loves me, so does the earth do too. And is glad to yield unto me. Because my earth wants to see me successful. The earth is here to aid and assist me to carry out my dreams in life. Isn't that why I am created for his children? To be happy. I mean, you got to sit down and think about things sometimes. You got to think. Think. When you think, things go to sinking in. I mean, to really think about, wow, the earth is created for me. He created it makes sense when you go to thinking. He created the earth for me. Who else did he create it for? I mean, come on. To have have a nice time, to enjoy life, to be happy. Think, Claude. Think. Think, think, think. Instead of just letting your mind think about what it wants to think about, and it's constantly creating a bunch of junk. Think on purpose. Because what you think about, you bring about. What you think about, it manifests. I mean, do it on purpose. Just go to thinking about, just, if you just pick a subject and think on it, watch before you know it, somebody gonna come up to you with it. All kind of stuff. See, that's why Jesus said, if you plant the seed, I'll water it. Just plant it. Well, if you think about it, it's like planting seeds. What you want? If you want, if whatever it is, if it's about lawyers, if you just want to think about, oh, I'm interested in law school lawyers. Oh, computer lawyer's gonna come up, gonna walk up to you. So watch and see, because what you think about, you draw to you. This gonna go to happen. The earth gonna go to manifest all of this. Okay, they want lawyer. Okay, let's everybody get in line. They want lawyers. Could you picture it? Somebody telling the staff, get it in place. Okay, lawyers, information, get it out. Okay, she always go down Lafayette. We're gonna put in her mind to go up the boulevard. It's unusual. She gonna run into law information. She gotta have it. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna fall into place. Everything just gonna go to coming for you. What you think about. Whether it's right or wrong. Whether it's right or wrong. It don't matter. You're a magnet. I mean, however you got a picture in your mind to get the message. However you got a picture to get in your mind, you're a magnet. Whatever you think about, you draw to you. However you got to do it. You're a magnet, whatever. You're attracted. You're an attractor. You attract things to you. You bring it to you. You're a big magnet then. And just picture a magnet. It always shows it. These lightning bolts just summoning things to them. You just summons what you want. And you gotta be conscious of this. Stop being unconscious of who you are. You gotta be conscious of this stuff. So you can do on purpose. See, when you're conscious of that, you get empowered, you get cocky about it, You may make a few mistakes, but you get up and you keep going, you get real cocky, you get good. You get good at it. You get good at it. You get good at it. They did this study. No, not a study. This man who knew about words, his students was getting all F's. He had this thing he would make them say every day. All those students started getting all A's. Just change their belief system. That's all. They didn't know it, but he changed it. Changed their belief. They were thinking one way. Failures, can't never get A's, none of that. They started getting A's. All A's. You got to change the information that you're giving yourself. Words, you got to change the words that you're feeding yourself, or if it make you feel better, information. You got to change the information you put in there. You feed yourself wrong information. So the information that you feed yourself, boom, bam, you're going to manifest it. You know that now. Don't put in you garbage, then you don't attract garbage. If garbage is in you, you're going to draw garbage. You got to change it. You got to change it. You got to change the information. You got to change what you hear. Don't think you can sit up there and listen to anything and ain't nothing going to happen. That's a lie. Straight from hell. That's a lie. No, you can't. You just can't hear anything. Guard your subconscious mind. Be the watchman over your house. Guard your subconscious mind. Out of you comes the manifestations of life. Make it good. And see, you're telling us so that we can manifest things on purpose. On purpose. The earth is designed to obey you. But you gotta know that. If you take time out and think on purpose, you'll get comfortable with it. See? You'll get comfortable. You know, it'll be uncomfortable in the beginning, but who cares? You know, a lot of things we start out uncomfortable doing, but you get real... I ain't uncomfortable no more. Think on purpose. You need to think. You need to think about what you're thinking about. Take out the time to listen at your subconscious mind and see what's going on in you, so you can get all that garbage out of you. See, I am is taking me through a process. They're like, why you just don't give it to me? Nah, you gonna do it yourself. You gonna do it. You're gonna take your own words. You're gonna know who you are. I'm not gonna do it for you. You want this situation manifested and changed? Well, you speak to that physical situation and you change it, because you have the ability, you have supernatural powers and ability to look at a physical situation and change it to the outcome that you want to see. Your outcome. You write the story and the ending. You're the writer. Write it. And that's the way I picture, like in the movie. They write their endings, their outcomes. Write your own story. You're going to change it to the outcome you want to see. What do you want to see? What do you see that you want to see? You change it. You're going to know your own powers and abilities. I'm not going to do it for you. Not going to do it for you. I'm not going to, you change that situation. Whatever. You can change a physical situation. Sit up and think about that sometime. Wow, I can actually change a physical situation. You want your husband to come home and be right? You change it. You know, don't look at it like, oh God, he's cheating on me. He treated me so wrong. Oh my God, and in the bed at night crying. Oh God, I wonder what he's doing tonight. You can't look at that. You can't look at it. Because if you look at it, you're going to keep manifesting it. Because see, what you look at is in the subconscious mind, and you keep empowering it. You can't look at that. You have to quit looking at that. As painful as it is, don't look at it. Start looking at what you want to see. Start, what do you want to see? And it's amazing things in the nighttime. I tell you, when you're laying in that bed, and you can think on some things, what you want to see. That's what you need to hear. Well, you know what? When I see him, I see my Father. As I see I am. As I am to you, so is Diego is to you this world. I gotta change what I see. I can't look over there, because if I look over there, it's gonna kill what I'm planting. You know, it's just like if you plant a seed. If you plant a seed in the ground and go back and dig it up and put it in your hand, will that seed ever grow? Ain't nothing gonna ever happen. And that's what we do. We'll plant something and go right back and dig it up again. Plant and dig it up. And then wonder why it don't happen. You gotta plant a seed and leave it alone. And let it do what it know how to do. Because in that seed, that seed has its own consciousness. That seed knows exactly how to do what it know to do. It has its own consciousness. It has its own mind. That seed has its own mind. He knows exactly what to do if you leave it alone. Before you know it, you'll have an apple tree. But if you keep digging it up, you'll never see the tree, the apple tree. Never. Never. But if you leave it alone, because that seed has its own mind and its own consciousness, that's what I mean. It can think for itself, because it's built that way and it's designed that way. It can't help it. He'll grow the tree for you. It'll grow up. You'll have apples, so you can go eat off the tree. So, when you keep looking at a situation in your own conscious mind, you're digging up the seeds that you planted. Can't look at it. Can't look at it. What do you want to see? Focus, stay on what you want to see. That's what you got to talk about. That's what you got to think about. When you're laying in the bed at night, when you get up in the morning, whatever you're doing, this is what I think about. This is what I talk about. Because see, I'm doing something on purpose. I'm working on something. I'm going to see what I say. This is the outcome that I want to see. So whatever I want to see, I always keep it before me. I talk about it. I think about it. I get his picture and I look at him and I talk to him. Yes. This is what I do. I'm going to see what Angela said. Not what nobody else said and spoke over my marriage. Oh, he's so good. He'll never change. Oh, this hopeless. Ain't nothing ever. No, because see, you're lying, and I ain't gonna let what you said intimidate me. That's why you can't look at the situation. You know you're stronger than that situation. You know you can change it, but you can't change it when you keep looking at it. You're gonna change it, all right. You're gonna empower it to stay the same, because it always reverts back to you. You're the manifester. You keep looking at it, so you know what you look at, you're gonna manifest. You know what I'm saying? You're empowering that. That's why you can't look at it, because you're gonna empower it to stay in existence and stay the same. So you can't look at it. You gotta go to write a new story. You gotta go to thinking something else. What do I want to see? You gotta change that. And that's what you gotta keep your eyes on. That's what Abraham did. He didn't look at it. He couldn't. If you look at it, you know you're going to end up agreeing with the situation. You know, if you're saying, oh, he just loves me and he do everything to make me happy, and then you're going to look at that situation, because you know if you look at it, you're going to talk to it. You talk. You're in situations, y'all have conversations. Should don't look like he loved me to me. You know what I'm saying? You're going to respond. You're going to agree with that show, dude. Don't look like he loved me to me. Thump him. I know what I'm doing. I ain't got, I'm through with him. I'm going to get a divorce. Because you responded. So, you know, you're going to talk. You know, that's why you got to not talk to that situation and talking over here. Because you're going to do something. You ain't going to be mute. You ain't going to be in no middle ground here. If you look at the bad, you're going to respond with the bad. You're going to talk to it. You're going to make decisions from that. And you're going to be like Sarah, making all these wrong decisions, all this crazy concoction, and still got to come right back to I am again. Back to the point here originally what he said. She still ended up having a baby out of her own womb. And she could have bypassed all of that trouble and just agreed with him in the first place. But now she had to delay it. Thank God for her husband, huh? Because she delayed that situation for years.
About 100 years? Something like that?
I don't think it was that, but it was some years. I don't know, but she delayed it. But thank God for her husband. Because if he didn't believe it, it would have never happened. You know. So, I mean, you can avoid things and bypass that stuff by just agreeing with I am in the first place. Instead of going on 20 years. I don't want to hear no woman telling me it took her 20 years to see her husband change. I know why now. What was going on in between time? Because 20 years is a long time. So you trying to tell me I got to wait 20 years to see this joker change? Shoot. I could be living a good life by then. Bump this, it ain't worth me waiting 20 years. I mean, that's what you're thinking. Oh, I know I took 20 years because you was doing a lot of things in between. You wasn't agreeing with him. You was doing your own thing. You would never cooperate with him at all. You did not cooperate with I am. Period. You kept doing your own thing. And then finally, after 19 years, you decide to cooperate. Tell us that. That's why it took you 20 years. Tell us how to bypass all of 19. Because Jesus saw what he said in an instant. He didn't pray for so-and-so that took 20 years to see that arm twist the right way. It happened instantly, that very hour, that moment. So, you know, that's what I am showing. That's why it take us so long for things to happen. Because we don't agree with him and we do a whole bunch of other stuff to land the situation. Instead of just going ahead and agree with him. And you can bypass all them years. It shouldn't take that long. That shouldn't be happening. You think Jesus want to take 20 years to manifest something? Come on. That's all your doubt and unbelief up in there. That's what that is. You know. So I'm going to have a problem telling somebody. I ain't going to tell them, oh, it took me 20 years. No. Baloney. It took so-and-so. It took these many months or whatever. That's how long it took once I agreed with Jesus.
Oh, so the other 19 was just you being you.
Yeah, about your rebellion. It was things your own way. Nothing. Nada, zippo.
I get it.
Okay? Okay, so, when we come back, we're going to finish on words because it's very important. You need to think about who you are and the mechanics of it. If you go to thinking about that, you get comfortable with that. You really do. This is how it works. Oh, invisible and invisible. Oh, okay.
That's how I figure it out.
Oh, okay, I know. So, I gotta see it in the invisible first. I created it. Then I see it out here. Oh, that's how it works. So now you know how to do things on purpose. You study by chance. Or as good luck. Luck ain't have nothing to do with it. Don't say luck. I can't stand that. That's a word from the devil. Ain't no luck or chance. Nothing. I did this on purpose. So you know how you work. Well, I am a believer. I'm going to always believe something. The question is what I believe. I'm going to always be talking. But the question is, who am I talking to? What am I talking about? Because I just can't stop talking. And you got to know how you work. So you start doing on purpose. So you can start on doing the stuff on purpose. This is how it works. This is the mechanics of it. Whether it's good or bad. Whether you save or unsaved. It works for the just and the unjust. Remember that. It works either way. Everybody you see is made in the image of the Father. Just like them. Whether they live for Satan or they live for God. This is how we work. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. That's why you have to inform those who don't know no better how they work. They have all this power and the devil is taking advantage of them. And using them for yourself, and for his pleasures. Putting all these imaginations and thoughts in you, and know you're going to manifest it. Using you for his pleasures. So being that we're not aware of that, now I'm making you aware so you can make different decisions. Why would you empower the devil? Come on now. Why would you do that? Like you say, why would you do that? Why? So I said, why would you break Mama Bowl like that? Now you really gonna get in trouble now. Why would you do that? So you gotta spend time with how you work. And that's what I do. You gotta spend time with how you work. It really blows my mind. I'm amazed. Like, so you telling me all I gotta do is think about I can change a physical situation I'm looking at. Just change that like that. Just go to speaking that. But see, also what you're talking about, putting the subconscious mind. I mean, it's like this one thing do so many things. You speak it, it's gonna create a picture. Even if you believe here in the heart, subconscious mind. But you got to put it in the mind first. And when you put it in the mind, it deposits it in here. You got to do this stuff on purpose. And you got to know, even when your mind don't agree. Even when it's having crazy, like, this don't make no sense at all. And if you pay attention to your mind will be trying to figure out, like, now, how that's going to work out? How did that work? And then when your mind can't see, because your mind trying to see, how this going to work out? And if it don't see, because if you letting your mind doing all of this, it's going to say, I can't see it, so I'm going to leave it alone. If you pay attention, I've noticed that with my own mind. So a lot of times I don't have that trouble now. When my mind go to talking, like I don't see, I just say, you know what? I'm the overrider. I'm the manager. I'm the authority here. I got the key. I override my thinking. I just agree with Jesus. I do understand. I don't have to understand what he's saying or none of that. All I got to do is agree with him. And immediately my mind shut up. Wow, I'm the boss. I don't have trouble with it. I decided that I choose to believe even though I don't understand. And I don't have to understand to believe. And my mind shuts up. You won't even hear your mind talking. Try it. You'll see. Your mind shuts up. You override it. You'll see your mind obey you. It'll shut up. But if you don't shut your mind up, it's going to go to talking and it's going to go to decide for you. And you're going to agree with that. I am taught me that. He said, Angela, you don't have to understand what I'm saying. Even that's why even when I'm watching messages and stuff he's telling me to watch, I don't understand it. I don't have to. I just sit there and listen to him. As long as I'm listening to what I am saying, it don't matter. He'll explain later. I got that. I just listen. Explain later. We got that understanding in our relationship. We got that understanding going on. You know, I ain't got to understand. He'll explain later. I just receive and accept what he's saying. Boom, bam. And notice, I'm the one got to override my thinking. He's not going to do it for me. See? And once I override it, using my powers and abilities, the mind shuts up. And when you do that, you'll hear from God better. You'll hear from him. As long as you, because it tells you in Romans 6, read up in there, Romans 6, or Romans 8, somewhere up in there, it talks about how the mind can't comprehend the things of God. It don't understand.
Romans 8 what?
Well, somewhere up in there. Up in first few scriptures somewhere. See, the information I'm giving you is worth mega. You know how much those speakers be charging? For a DVD, they may charge you $50 for one DVD. And I'm talking about them seminars, please. Oh, so your package is $350. And how many DVDs I'm getting? You're going to pay for that information, that knowledge. So what I'm giving you is top of the line. I'm taking out the time to give this to you. You better use it because you're going to need it. You need it now. And just like I'm talking to you, picture as I am talking to you, he's talking to me. So I'm going to take my own, what he's saying to me, and use it for myself. And, you know, I'm going to pray for you guys, you know. But y'all supposed to be on board so I can send you somewhere to see about somebody else. Like David Hogan them do. He say his kids raises the dead. Why? Because they sat up under daddy. He instructed them. They obeyed and listened. Didn't give them living back talk. Now, when David Hogan need to go to sleep, son, you go. And he's confident that the son gonna raise him from the dead. You see what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be able to see. This is y'all. I'm saying you're sitting here so that you can be sent into the world in your normal everyday life. So I can trust and know that, you know, they can take care of this. I don't have to be there. I can't keep sitting here schooling you in first grade. Come on now. You got to move up to these bachelors and so on degrees that ain't even been created yet. Come on now. You can't stay in first grade forever. Notice they make the seats small. They make them real little so you can't sit in first grade. Because you're going to look like a clown sitting in first grade with all these little bitty kids. I'm supposed to be able to send you out knowing that you're capable. That's why Jesus had them up under him. Jesus had to leave. He couldn't be there, and he had to leave. And plus, he was only one person, remember? So he sent people out, duplicate. And I like David Hogan. See that confidence? This is the way we're supposed to be. So and now I'm going to be like, oh, I like Ty, I like Jenny, I like Montez. So I love about him. When somebody's in need of healing, he say, I'll be back tomorrow. Now you got to be real cocky and confident to say, I'll be back tomorrow and we'll take care of it. And come back tomorrow and do take care of it. Pay attention. You do take care of it tomorrow. You gotta be real confident, don't you? Real cocky. Look, I gotta get some sleep. I ain't slept in hours. I'll be back tomorrow to heal you. I'm going to bed.
Oh yeah, that take a lot of confidence.
Yeah. Instead of saying, "Ooh, I better move while the spirit is moving." I thought, the spirit was in you. You're supposed to turn them on purpose. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be real cocky. You're not intimidated, are you? To say, I'll be back tomorrow. Or sending your children out to do the same. You better raise your kids to do the same thing. He needed his to raise him up from the dead. Now what if they thought like the world? They raised him up from the dead. Great minds think alike. Right?
Yes, sir.
See, this is what we're supposed to do. Our goal is to imitate and look like Daddy. So, when I see Virgil, I see the Father. I recognize him. Well, how do I recognize the Father when I see Virgil? Because I got a life building under him. We got a relationship. That's why. Now, you ain't got no relationship. Only thing you can recognize is Satan. Relationship. And I love it. And our person, like, when we went to Sam's, I was like, I want to park in front row seat. I never really do that. I just park wherever I can get. Because by the time I spent 15 minutes in the parking lot, I could have been in the store shopping. I figure it's a waste of time. Let me park where I can get. I'm on front row. I want to be by the door. I pulled in Sam's Club parking lot. And I started to go down this lane. He's like, no, go down that lane. And I listened. And as I was coming down the lane, that car was coming out of the first spot at the door. I was like, ooh, he's so wonderful. I just love it. Let's see, we was talking. See, it's conversating like I'm talking to you. Vontez was woke because he was laughing. Because Jamie and Gina was sleeping like ding-dings. You know, just that's why I say he's supposed to be with you, walking with you, even to the grocery store. He was like, no, go down this night. And then the car was coming out. I was like, oh, wait. I'm loving this. And it just taught me more and more and more. I want to be with you in your everyday life. I'm with you. I walk with you. I'm here. I'm here with you in your physical life. I'm into whatever you into. If you conscious of him and you talk to him, he will talk back to you. I'm not talking about just this right here. I'm just talking about talking. I want a front row seat. My husband made sure it happened. He knew I wanted to get in that city county building. Gina was with me. We riding all around in circles. Circles. I'm pressed for time. Place is about to close. And I done seen how these people go in the city county building. When it's time to clock out, they don't care what they're in the middle of. I'm leaving. And we rode around that place. And I wasn't anxious on the inside. You just be. That's what that damn woman talking about. Just be. So you're trying to be okay. Be okay. Don't be like, oh, yeah, ooh, I gotta calm down. You should just be calm anyway. You just shouldn't be that way. It should just be you. And I just ride around. And I went through a little trial riding around trying to get the parking spots. But I kept saying, oh yeah, my husband gonna make it happen. And you know, Gina speaks some things. That's why you want to teach your kids the word. So when you're going through a tough time, they can talk back to you what you done said to them. Instead of talking like the world talk. But guess what? I got front door seat. Again. And I swear, I was willing to even park in a wrong parking spot, even get a ticket. Did this car pull right up?
Yeah, right in front.
Right in the wrong parking spot they own sell. I went through some trials, but that day, me and him was together. It strengthened our relationship. It strengthened it because it lets me know he's physical right here with me in my everyday life. He's personal. And I wish you could get that, just receive that. You'll never know how your husband or wife's supposed to treat you because you don't know who the father is. You'll never know. You'll never know what to look for because you don't know how the father is. Because, you know, he'll treat you the way you're supposed to be treated. And when he do that, you know, and he's so good and awesome, that's what you want. But you gotta have that relationship to know that. Your own personal relationship. Not living off of my relationship, but your own. Then you know what to say about your husband. Because I am as a husband to you. So now you know what to look for. You know what to say. Or he's a wife to you. Justin. Then you know what to look for. And it's coming to me. I'm just going to say it. And you know, that day, you know, normally, you know, he speaks strong sometimes. to me. He was speaking a little loud. But he was so gentle with me that day. Just so loving and gentle and soft. It was awesome. And he made me think about it. Just like a mother or a father, a husband or wife. Sometimes your voice is loud, sometimes it's soft. But you still know that it's mom speaking. You still know my voice, whether it's loud, soft, low, whatever. You still know it's me. And when you have that relationship, you just know it's him. Whether you speak loud, soft, whatever. Okay. I really would like for y'all to take out the time. Bontes. Put that camera on Bontes. Put it on. I would like Bontes to take out the time this week while I was at work thinking about what he said. It was just one thing, one thought could change your life. If you think on that. One thing. And all this good technology that you're so good at, you need to be bringing something to record now. Like you record, you're so attentive to your music. You better be attentive to Jesus because he's the one who give you the creative ability to do what you do. And he's into music. He's into whatever you're into. And being that he's into music, he's a creator of music. He got stuff you ain't never heard before. So, you should be having that relationship so you can hear that stuff. They be like, where you get that from? That's nice. He's a musician. Did y'all ever think about Jesus a musician? He created music. Where do you think sounds come from? Come on. He is a rapper. He can get the words out there that's going to mean something, going to say something, it's going to create something. Not just rhyming and saying some silly stuff. Your words going to be power-packed with some nice music. Because he know all his kids ain't the same. Like, Hour for the Power or something. Have you looked that up on y'all TV and just watch it? And he got all different kids, you know. The Africans dance to their own music, praise and worship with him. He's into that. He's diverse. It's all him, right? It all comes from him, you know, his kids. And Hour of Power, they play that organ and stand there and look at them words and sing it. I'm like, no way, I cannot do that. But I respect my brothers and sisters. That's what they love. I will not talk about it because I don't want nothing bad to happen to me. But they love it. And that lady there, all her diamonds suited up rich. She playing that stuff. And they praising God and he right there with them in that music. That is no way I would listen to that in a million years. He knows what I like. I like rap and some nice beat or song. And them people probably want to listen to what I listen to in a million years, you know. But we still brothers and sisters. I respect them and they respect me. I'm not going to make fun of it. All right. Think about it. Beatrice. We ain't going to criminal mind it this week. We're going to change it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is simple, bro.
All right. I'm finished.
Okay, Mom, I got a question.
Hello.
Katie, I told you to put me on the camera.
Oh, what?
Put it on there. I might not. So.
Okay, Mom.
I told you to put on the board and you ain't put one on.
The boys was and Jesus hurt.
Girl.
I did all my 24s without a calculator. Or did it like speak out loud?
It's like, I believe it's more like a
What? Justin putting up chairs?
sandwich on that billboard.
Oh, like
mistake, and it's talking to you.
override the hate.
See, I knew I could bite your shit.
Chump master.
Tired. I'm still tired.
Good. You be like, you was headed somewhere else. You like, oh, I'm gonna go and get this one. You'll change your direction.
I like that.
You responded to that picture talking. You gonna say, you know.
I ain't doing my 12.
So when he was sitting on the tree,
I resigned.